Hello everyone, today's video is a little different. Instead of a vlog, I did a Q&A/daily makeup routine. So with that being said, if you want to get to know me a little bit better and see how I do my makeup on the daily, keep watching. Okay, first thing on the list is skincare. Now, I've never been one to have a skincare routine until recently when I moved in with my roommate Morgan. She's been a big influence. I have seen a huge difference in my skin. I've never been one to break out, but it's just more glowy, hydrated, and better looking overall. I highly recommend if you don't have a skincare routine, even buying cheap drugstore products, you'll see a huge difference. And for in the future, I think it'll improve your skin. The first product I use is Cetaphil. I use the moisturizing cream. This is my holy grail right here. And I love it because it's not scented, it's light on the skin, and it hydrates a lot. Personally, I have very, very dry skin, so this is a savior for me. And then I go in with bio oil, and I noticed that it hydrates my skin a lot, because I know if you have oily skin that you probably shouldn't use oily products, but since I personally have very dry skin, I always put oil on my face before I use any kind of makeup, only because I think it makes a huge difference in the application and it hydrates my skin at the same time. Also, if you see me looking down here, it's because I have a mirror right there, so I can actually see what I'm doing a little bit. Next is primer. I have never used a tacky primer. I've always used like an oil-based primer, and since my skin is very dry, I love a oily, shiny look. I go in with the Revlon Glass Liquid Skin Illuminator. It has made a huge difference in just the overall look and appearance of my makeup. It makes my skin glow, which I love. If you like a matte look, I wouldn't recommend using this, but I love a glowy look, so this is what I use. I'm not a beauty guru, by the way. I meant to say that earlier. I'm just going off what I think looks best on me and what I know how to do. The first question is, where's your favorite place to go on vacation? I've only been out of the country twice, and both times it was to the Bahamas, so I can only say from experience that is my favorite place to go. It's beautiful. I highly recommend. I went to Hopetown with my best friend Carly, and it was so much fun. I had the time of my life. The water was like sitting in a pool, sitting in a crystal clear pool. It was insane to me. We snorkeled. It was great. So the first product that I always go in with is concealer, just because I don't wear foundation because I have freckly skin, and I just personally think that I don't need foundation. I go in with the Tarte Shape Tape Creaseless Concealer. It's my favorite. It's full coverage. It's amazing on the skin. I've definitely seen a difference between this and some other concealers that I've used in the past, but by far this one is my favorite. I always put it underneath my eyes, on my eyelids, because if I do eyeshadow, it just, I don't know, I just put it on my eyelids. It makes a big difference. I also put it on the sides of my face where I get red spots. I think that's just hormones. And then I put it on the sides of my nose, and then on my forehead, and on the tip of my nose. The next question is, what is your favorite TV show? Now, I have watched a lot of TV shows, and I can answer this in many ways. My favorite comfort TV show is definitely Criminal Minds. I've watched it like 6 times, and I don't know, there's just something about it. I love murder, mystery, and crime. It's very entertaining to me. I don't know. So my favorite comfort show is Criminal Minds, and my favorite fun show is Rick and Morty. And my favorite just overall show would probably be Vampire Diaries, only because it kept me so entertained for so long, and it was probably the first show that I ever watched and genuinely like enjoyed and watched and didn't like skip through episodes, because that's what I tend to do. When I get bored with shows, I'll just skip through the episodes until I find something that like entertains me. I guess in conclusion, my favorite show is The Vampire Diaries, but Rick and Morty comes in close second, and so does Criminal Minds. I don't know, those are my top 3. How many kids do you want? Although I am 19 and I surely don't want kids anytime soon, I do want to have 4 kids, primarily because I have grown up in a big family of 4. There's 4 of us, and it's just always been something that I've wanted, because there's always something to do, always someone to talk to. The house is never quiet, and that's just what I like. I guess it just goes off your preference and experience, and I want 4 kids. I don't know if I'll have 4 kids, but I want 4 kids. Which movie did you last watch? I just watched The Last Song with my best friend Maya, actually like 2 nights ago. It was a great show, a movie. I loved it, with Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth. I love watching, I watched The Last Song. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's actually a cute little love story, so highly recommend. What is your pet peeve? My pet peeve is probably, I don't know. I have a couple. When people interrupt you when you're talking, I do not like that. When people chew with their mouth open, that bugs me so much. Oh, this is bad, but when people smell bad. I'm like all about scents, and I make sure I always smell at least decent. And when people smell bad, oh my gosh, that actually bugs the heck out of me. Primarily all the products that I use are drugstore. Only a couple I bought online at Ulta, but vast majority are drugstore. I go in with Maybelline Eraser Corrector Multi-Usage. I think it's concealer, but I use this as contour just because I think it works really well, and it also is a concealer, so it provides like coverage, which I love. What do you miss most about being younger? I am 19, so I am still young. I also in my early stages of adulthood, but I do think what I miss about being younger is that you actually have zero responsibilities and you can quite literally do whatever you want. Okay, coffee or tea? Coffee. Oh my gosh, I love coffee. I drink coffee every morning. I have to have it, iced coffee preferably. I just love coffee. Coffee's great. Okay, next thing I go in with is CoverGirl True Blend Minerals. It's loose mineral powder. Don't mind my eyebrow stuff on it. I use this to bake, and truly it is one of my favorite baking products. I'm not kidding. I just think this makes the biggest difference on the appearance of my skin when I bake. I put it underneath the cheekbones to carve them out, and then I pack that stuff on there too, just because I want it to stay and be noticeable. And I put it underneath my eyes to highlight them. What is your most embarrassing memory from school? I can answer this one so easy. I ripped my pants in PE in the 5th grade. We were doing squats and I was wearing jeans. And I ripped my pants, and my mom was at work, and I had to go to the nurse, but she couldn't come, so her friend, our neighbor, had to come bring me pants. Thank you, Miss Nicole. I will always remember that. Funniest moment of my life, but most embarrassing. So next I go with the Kylie bronzer. It is in Tequila Tan. I have fake tan on all the time, so I use darker products than I normally would if I didn't have tan. I just bronze up my cheekbones, my forehead, and on my chin and jawline. What is your dream job? Well, I'm chasing that right now. I want to be a nurse in the NICU and also have a side job as a therapist. So I'll start a business and open practices around town. Hopefully that'll work out. I've got a long journey ahead of me, but for right now, that's my dream job. Okay, so next I go in with blush, and blush is my favorite product. I go in with the Fenty Beauty Summertime Wine Cream Blush, and I take a brush and I tap it in there and I apply it on my cheekbones and up my temple. Okay, then I wipe off my powder. What's your worst injury? I broke my tailbone. I fell down the stairs, I want to say sophomore year of high school. My neighbor's stairs. I was chasing their dog because it got away at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was wearing Nike Air Forces, and they don't have much grip. They slide easily, and the steps were like very dewy, and your girl fell down 2 flights of stairs on my butt and broke it. My coccyx, I broke it. Most painful injury by far. So then I take the NYX Radiant Finish setting spray and spray that all over my face. So then I take my Tarte Big Ego brow, I want to say, what is this? Pomade, and it's in medium cool brown, and I just fill in the blank spots in my eyebrow. So next I take this Stila Shimmer and Glow liquid eyeshadow, and I put it on the inner corners of my eye. Okay, so the next question is, what animal do I resemble? That's a great question that my friends would have to answer. I've been told I look like Mort from Madagascar. Insert picture. I don't know if that's true though. I think I do, honestly. My best friend says I look like him when I cry too, so I'm gonna say Mort from Madagascar. Now I take this Jaclyn Hill Ring the Alarm palette, but the Jaclyn Hill kind of came off. That shows you how long I've had it and how much I use it. So I go in with this Boom color, and I put it in the outer corner of my eyes, lightly. And then I take this sharp brush, and I go in with the Secret color. Normally I have an eyeliner pencil, but I don't have that, so I'm using eyeshadow at the moment. And I used to do this before I got an eyeshadow pencil, and I just line my eye. And I take my brush and I make a little wing. So then I go in with a lash curler and Air Volume Mega Mascara, and it's waterproof, and I put it on my eyes. Where will you be in 10 years? In 10 years, what am I, 19? I'd be 29. Hopefully I'm engaged or married by then. And I want to live in Charleston by where my family lives. I'm so sorry, I look so so creepy. I'm a big family girl. We've all grown up so close, my cousins and I, and my brothers and my sister. So I would hopefully want to be here. I want to be working in the NICU with the babies. What's the craziest thing I've ever done? Craziest thing I've ever done, swam with sharks voluntarily in open waters with no cage. But they were, I think they were like black tip sharks and nursing shark and a sea turtle. I swam with the sea turtle, that was fun. That was in the Bahamas. But I think that's the craziest thing I've ever done. I'd do it again, I'd do it again. I say sharks are not that scary, honestly. Really, I'm serious. I don't know. I'm one of those crazy girls that would probably get in a cage with a great white next to me. That's just how I am. And then I take a more dried out mascara after I'm done with that one. And I just kind of separate my eyelashes after I already separated them with the tweezers and put it on the tips of my eyelashes. Because I've noticed, like, when you put on mascara, it doesn't always get on the tip of your eyelashes, so it doesn't show their full length. If you put mascara, like, on the tips of them, it makes a big difference. Skiing or snowboarding? Okay, I'm gonna say skiing just because it's easier. I tried snowboarding. We went to West Virginia and it was fake snow. They just put ice in a machine and like it flew out, it came out of the machine. But I tried to snowboard and I just could not get the hang of it. I also broke my butt, so when I would fall on my butt, it hurt so bad. So I feel like with skiing, I had more control over my body. So definitely skiing, but I think snowboarding is so much fun. If you're good at it and you know how to do it, or if you want to try it, I highly recommend snowboarding. But skiing is just better for me. That's all I have to say. I get my setting spray again and I spray my face. And then I get my highlighter. And I think it's Wet n Wild. It's so old. Oh wait, it is. It's Wet n Wild highlight powder. And it's my favorite drugstore highlighter. As you can tell, it's overused, but I put it on my nose, on the tip of my nose, a little bit on my forehead, on my cheekbones, and a little bit on my chin. And then I get my white eyeliner and I put it in the corner of my eyes. I just think it makes a big difference for my eyes, like it makes them look a lot more open. And then I blend it out. And finally I get lip liner. And if you don't use lip liner and you want to try it, I highly recommend. It makes a big difference in your lips. I use Revlon Color Stay Longwear lip liner in, well, I can't find it, but it's this color. Mink Vision, I don't know. And then I line my lips. Because my lips are naturally like a mauve color, so I like to match them to the best of my ability. And then I get my L'Oreal Paris, I don't know what color this is, but it's like a peachy, and I put it on the inside of my lips. And there you go. There's my makeup routine. Pretty simple, pretty easy, majority drugstore makeup. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe down below. Also, comment your favorite color. Love you guys.